program, and there was a culminating event at the end, right? Like all of those things always gave me a lot of anxiety. So my goal was to pair people together, have them learn about this dance, have them learn about this culture, without too many strings attached, right? I did ask them to come up with a small performance, not super, it's not something that like a great expectation, right? It could be freestyle, it could be choreographed, and so the goal was for them to have something to show, but also for them to continue working together and learning from each other far after this event is done. Does that make sense? And so my goal was just to pair people together, not super heavy, not super intense. We did have one person that did sign up and was a little shy, they didn't feel ready, and so we gave them the opportunity to be able to perform at a different community event. So for today, we're gonna have 3 performances. And I wanna go ahead and start off with our first performance. Our first mentee, his name is Rodrigo, right? And so I just want to shout out Rodrigo. Rodrigo's been showing up for maybe the last 2 years consistently to sessions, to competitions. And one of my favorite things to see, and I think a lot of us can relate, is when you find this culture, when you find this world, it's like a whole new thing, right? Like everything blows your mind, everything is so amazing, everything is awesome. And so I want to keep that alive for people, right? And I feel oftentimes as beginners, as newbies, we come into these spaces and we don't know anybody, right? I think there are a lot of people within this community that are in every community that are really good at bringing people in and asking them to show up and encouraging them and giving them those words of affirmation. And I believe that we have a lot of that here as well. And so I just really want to shout out Rodrigo specifically because consistent, continues to show up, continues to support, has gotten so much better. And that's all it is. Anytime somebody asks me for feedback or you know, some words, I'm always gonna say the same thing. Don't stop, just keep going. And most of us don't wanna hear that because that doesn't really help you technically, right? But I think what that does help you do is it helps you to continue to commit to community, to commit to the culture, to commit to trying to get better, right? And if you put in that time and effort, it's gonna be impossible for you not to get better, right? And so I really want you to think about that. I really want you to think about your mentors, the people that you align yourself with. And I promise you, everybody here that's winning competitions, that's making it far, has learned from somebody. None of us have really made it super far without being in community or learning from other people. Does that make sense? Who's your mentor? Liar. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. From Slim, he's learning from Slim Boogie, right? Probably, I would say probably #1 in the world to me, right? Who's your mentor? Who's been your mentor? And maybe now as we're in our 30s, maybe we don't have those same people, but as you were growing up, who was somebody you say you would give credit to? Midnight and Spacewalker. Midnight was actually the person that introduced me to this culture. If you've heard of the Poppers Picnic, if you've heard of the Poppers Banquet, if you've heard of the Bay Area Barbecue, he didn't come up with that, but I believe he inspired that. And so we kind of were brought into, me, Diso as well, we were all kind of brought in by this one person, Midnight Dancer. And so these are all the people that poured into us, right? Midnight made sure that I always had money in my pocket, food in my stomach, was taking me to street perform, was just teaching me a lot about this culture. And so I really want to go ahead and pair people up with a lot of these people as well. And so shout out to Rodrigo. Rodrigo's mentor is my friend Shiro, all the way from Taiwan, the Taiwanese OG. How long have you been popping, Shiro? 25 years, right? And so there's a lot of experience, there's a lot of knowledge. Rodrigo specifically chose Shiro for this, and I just want to shout out Shiro for saying yes, being willing and able, and being open to share with the younger generation. So clap it up for Shiro as well. And they're going to be doing a small performance for us real quick, and so just give them your love, just give them your energy, give them your attention. And you guys start whenever you want. Give Alvin the thumbs up, and Alvin's gonna go ahead and get y'all going, get y'all started. Sorry. And so, whenever you're ready, Rodrigo, give him a thumbs up.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I had about the track. Hey.
So you know what I'm talking about.
out, sure. By the way, all the mentees and mentors get $100 just for being up here, just for doing this, just for committing to this. So shout out to them one more time. It made me very emotional. I wanted to cry a little bit. Rodrigo, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for continuing to be part of this community. For me at least, there were times where this is all I had. This is all I had to look forward to. This is what kept me motivated to get better, to be in community with others. And so I don't ever show up to these events to win. I show up to be able to have these conversations, to share space with others, to make new friends, for somebody to give me a place to sleep when I'm in your city, right? So yeah, it's much cheaper to travel and not to have to pay for an Airbnb or a hotel. So for real, you know, meet new people, check in with them, be a good host, be a good hostee, right? Make sure wherever you show up, you're leaving a good impression as well. We want to make sure we continue this community. And so one more time, Rodrigo, Shira, where you at, Shira? Thank you so much. I love you both. You guys are awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with the pop lock and prelims. So we're missing Mr. Clean. Get over here. Yes, sir. You know I'm talking to you. Don't act brand new. There's only 3 judges and there's 2 already here. So before I get started with this next part, I just want to go ahead and do a really quick education. Every time we host these events, somebody likes to hop into our comments and say, pop locking doesn't exist, right? If that is you, bless your heart. I want to go ahead and just advocate for our culture. So pop locking specifically is an LA term. I am from Los Angeles, born and raised. All of my OGs called it pop locking. Nobody really called it popping like that. And so I recognize and respect if you do not want to call it pop locking. I'm not asking you to call it pop locking. I'm asking you to respect it. Cool? Wonderful. And so this is what we called it. As it started, people were popping and locking at the same time. As it has developed, pop locking has its own aesthetic. If you want to know what that aesthetic looks like, just look at me. That's where I come from. That's what I've learned. That's what I know. I am an LA pop locker. If you want to call it popping, I'm not really tripping on it. I just want to advocate for the word pop lock. This is an LA regional term, and so this is what we call it. All my OGs called it that since the 80s. And so if anybody that's not from the 80s or from LA telling you that it doesn't exist, they weren't there, and so they can't speak for a culture they were not a part of. Do we understand? Cool. And so Alyssa's gonna be performing with Ant. So Ant, can you go ahead and step up as well, please? And so, apart from learning from each other, they are also lovebirds. So everybody go, aww. So, I love both of these 2 souls. Always asking questions, always trying to get better, always trying to learn, always willing to share, always willing to take in. And so I think that's really commendable. I really appreciate it. I really love, and I love you both. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are so amazing. And so are you all ready? Cool? So go ahead and give, by the way, everybody give it up to our DJs, DJ Maze and DJ Honeydew. DJ Maze is my best friend. He's like a brother to me. And DJ Honeydew is also my best friend, and he is my actual, literal bio brother. So we have the same mom and dad. I love that I get to share and give these opportunities to my brother as well. We don't all get to engage with this culture in the same way, and so to have my brother DJ, to enjoy the music, to enjoy the dance, to enjoy the culture, to be here, it's so amazing to me to bring my brother along into everything that we do. So shout out to my brother, Brian, Honeydew, and shout out to my brother, Maze, Alvin. I love you both. And so, go ahead, Alyssa, give my brother a thumbs up. When you're ready, you will go ahead and start your song. All right, here we go. Hey, 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 hey. So clap, clap, clap. Hey, hey, hey. Sheesh. Hey. Phoenix Tucson connection. Hey. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Yo, give 'em your energy, y'all, give 'em your energy. Hey, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. They're about to do air flares in our face. Hey, hey, hey. So clap, so clap, so clap, so clap, so clap, so clap. Ha, ha, ha. Hey, 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 hey. Sheesh. Ah. Hey. Wow. Yo, prepare. Sheesh. Yo, I don't think any of us are breakers in here. None of us can do this. Hey, hey, hey. Sheesh. Ah. Ooh. Hey, hey, hey. Wow. Here's the third commando. Risque, can I ask how old you are? Risque, can you tell the crowd how old you are? 14. 14. And I also, when I say this too, I think something that happens is I started at 15 and I didn't get good until I was in my mid-20s, so it could be discouraging to see people this young and be this good, right? But also, I want to just shout out young people who are doing these things. Like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of commitment, right? And that's not something that you find very commonly in teenagers. And so there's a lot of teenagers that I'm seeing here that are super dope, that are super incredible. I also hope it doesn't discourage newer dancers who are maybe in their 20s, right? Not all of us started at such a young age. And so
or the tinies.
We all have our time.
Or the tinies.
You got little babies, right? Starting off. By the time you're 15, 16, you're gonna be incredible. And so I wanna honor everybody's journey, right? Whether you started at 21 or 2, 3, 4. Some of us are legacy babies, right? Our parents have been street dancing forever. Some of us just kind of found this through community on YouTube. I found this community through YouTube. I was a YouTube popper first. I started in 2008. I saw the Jabberwockies on America's Best Dance Crew. And I've always had a can-do mentality. I wasn't like, I wish I could do that. I want to learn how to do that. I was like, I'm going to learn how to do that, and I'm going to be tight at it, right? And so I want everybody here to have that same mentality. Like, you can do whatever you set your mind to, right? Discipline, hard work, time, effort. Risque, Rooster, give us a bow. Give them a round of applause. Thank you all so much. And last thing all style, open style community.